It's your daily dose of Donna. Happy Monday from Lance and I. Today is Monday, October 30th. Tomorrow's Halloween already.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy how fast it came.
This year is flying by.
No, for real, for real. Every single Monday that happens, I'm always like, oh my God, I cannot believe we're on Monday again. Like it's flying. The weekends go by too fast and the weeks are going by too fast.
Yeah.
But I had to call in Special Forces, not Tom Sandoval from Special Forces, but Special Forces for today because we have such a supersized episode, you guys. We have so much to talk about today. So much to talk about. And we have a conversation about the reality reckoning.
Yes.
And sorry, I had a little brain fart. And the Vanity Fair article, which is why I wanted Lance to be here for today, because I felt like, this is the conversation that he needs to be part of. Because he is in the reality world. He's a camera operator and a director of photography, and he works with so many different production companies, lots of them that are named in this Vanity Fair article. So it will be an interesting conversation today. But Lance, before we get into that Vanity Fair article, we have so much to talk about. You guys, I don't even know how we're going to do today. I'm a little concerned. Are we ready? Are we ready to get on a major daily dose?
Let's overdose.
It's an overdose delight. In the most positive, healthy way. Overdose of good things, right? Is there such a thing to have an overdose of something healthy?
Sure.
Yeah?
I think so.
What happens when you overdose on vitamin C? You pee it out. So let's pee it out.
Let's pee out some daily dose of Donna today.
Jesus. Okay, you guys. First of all, we had such a fun weekend, right? Well, Saturday we went out.
Yeah.
We went out to Craig's.
Mm-hmm.
We got to hang out. Who did we see? We saw Judd Apatow.
And we saw Tony Dungy. And usually,
wait,
when we're
now that you're
out,
saying Tony Dungy, what is he famous for other than being the coach? Has he been on a reality show or something?
He might have been on. There might have been a Hard Knocks or something about.
Who is he? Tell them.
Okay, so typically around Hollywood, Donna's always like, oh my God, look. And I could have been looking at that person the whole time and not known they were famous. I just, for whatever reason, I just have a hard time seeing them out in public and being like, oh yeah, that's that guy or that's that girl. In this instance, I was like, oh my God, it's Tony Dungy. And Donna's like, who? And I had to Google. And then it's so funny because we looked over at the bar and there was a guy who was basically having the exact same conversation
with his wife.
He was like, I saw his face, and then he was like, pss, 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 and she was like, I don't know who that is.
And then everyone looked at him.
Yeah.
Okay, so shout out to Patty at Craig's. She hooked us up with such a great table. We sat right at the bar at a table, overlooking the whole restaurant. So you know who I remember him from, Tony Dungy? Not from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that you said.
Okay.
From the Colts. Did he win a Super Bowl with the Colts? He's a famous coach from the Indianapolis Colts. I do remember this. I don't know how, but this is how I remember him. Not from the Tampa Bay. It didn't connect. Anyway, lots of other people were there, including a very drunk young man who fell into our table multiple times.
Yeah, that was interesting.
And then we woke up on Sunday and I said, you know who's having a really shitty day right now? Is that guy that fell into our table last night. And, was hammered beyond belief. Lance, try really hard not to focus on the comments because I can see your eyes. You're all, I know you want to engage.
Shout out, Lance. I see your dance moves on Harry's Snapchat. I didn't know that he filmed me doing that. That's funny.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, we'll get into some Dancing with the Stars in just a moment. But let's first start talking about some really, really awful, heartbreaking news that happened over the weekend with Matthew Perry.
Yes.
So on Saturday night, we were getting ready to go out and I got a text from a few friends right at once. I think it was one of those things that one person saw it and everyone just immediately was sending text messages or messages to each other. And Matthew Perry from Friends, Chandler Bing from Friends, you guys have to have heard already, unfortunately died at 54 years old by drowning in his hot tub. And so, of course, the first thing you think, and this is horrible to do, but the first thing you think is this drug or alcohol related? Because we know from so many interviews in his book that he just wrote that he's really struggled. He's gone, he's been on the wagon, off the wagon, with pills and with alcohol and stuff. But from what I'm hearing and what I'm reading, I really truly believe that he actually just had a heart attack in the hot tub. And it's so awful because my gut feeling, and the reason why I know that, I can't share obviously specific sources, but I spoke to someone yesterday who has someone in their life who was with him on Saturday morning, the day that
Mm.
he died. And trust me when I tell you, it was not like in a partying place, right? Like it was a very I think he was living a very healthy, sober lifestyle. He was playing pickleball all the time. He was that's a, that's been out there that his pickleball coach was interviewed. He's been really dedicated to try to help people get sober and get off drugs. And he's even said, I really hope that people remember me for that and not just friends, even though I know that they will. I did not read his book. I don't know if you guys did. I did not read his book, but it sounds to me like he was really on the up and up in his life. And just a few days ago, he posted an Instagram story of him in the hot tub with, like, this gorgeous, beautiful hot tub overlooking the hills in Pacific Palisades. And he
Huge,
said,
huge jacuzzi.
yeah, like a huge, well, he had a gorgeous, I mean, come on, friends money. Hello. And he said something like, this is fun, like water swirling around me, Batman. I guess he was obsessed with Batman. A lot of people have come out and said that, about his obsession with Batman. I don't know. What is COPD? Yes, on The View, they said he has COPD. Maybe that's a cardio perioditis,
Mm.
like one of those. Okay. So since then, of course, a lot of people have come out um, to what's it called? Like pay his respects and talk about their experiences with him. Like John Ross Bowie, who is an actor that I used to audition all the time. If you saw him, you'd recognize him. I can't think of his most famous credit, but he said that 13 years ago, he went completely sober because he just felt like as a father of two, he shouldn't be throwing up that much. And that's literally what he said. And he said he was so nervous to go to a dinner party, the first dinner party since he had been drinking, because it was his first time being around all this alcohol. And he happened to sit next to across the table from Matthew Perry, who recognized that he also didn't have a drink and said, do you want a Diet Coke? And then John Ross Bowie drank the Diet Coke and then asked him, do you want a Diet Coke the next time? And he said, I didn't sleep much that night because I had 7 Diet Cokes with Matthew Perry. But I woke up not with a hangover, and I will never forget how Matthew Perry made that first night so much easier to be sober. I thought that was such a beautiful, like, homage. So many people, Gwyneth, oh my God, this is a crazy story, you guys. So Gwyneth Paltrow posts yesterday her first experience meeting or dating Matthew Perry. And she sent this like beautiful message. Now, meanwhile, in the comments, this one person, this one girl who's not a famous person, wrote, I'll never forget being back at like tennis camp. I'm going to get the story, like the names wrong because I don't have it in front of me, but I'll never forget being at tennis camp when I was 13. And he was there and he was singing can't get my no, I maybe can't get my eyes off you, or maybe it was like it was a Beatles song. I can't remember what the song was now. I have to
Can't
remember. No, it's not
can't
Can't Get.
keep my
No.
eyes off of you. That's not a Beatles song.
I know. It's a Beatles song though, and I can't remember. Anyway, she said, I'll never forget how jealous I was that he was singing to this one other girl. And she said the girl's name. And the freaking girl, Hadley something, found the comment. Maybe someone pointed it out, like your name is in this comment, and came in there and said, oh my God, I had no memory that was Matthew Perry. Like I remember that memory, but I didn't put it together that was Matthew Perry until this moment. Can you imagine? Anyway, I thought it was such an amazing story, and we haven't heard yet from the friends, and I'm sure they're going to be releasing some sort of joint statement together. I also had no idea. Oh, by the way, you guys are coming in hot with the comments about COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, which, look, I mean, heart disease is like the number one killer, right? And you can only imagine how much strain a heart can get through years and years of abuse, right? With alcohol, drugs, weight loss, weight gain, right? Isn't that like, it's so bad for you?
Yeah,
And
opiates take a real toll on your body if you're abusing them. And he was putting something like 40 or 50 Vicodin into his body
a day.
Which is an insane
not
amount.
at the time of his death. This is like
No,
in his book from years and years ago.
Years ago. And you know, the amount of stress that puts on your kidneys and your liver and your heart and your lungs and all these things, it's tons of damage.
Totally. So take care of yourselves, you guys. Go to the doctor and get yourselves checked out. It's so sad. I guess his assistant just left him just for like an hour to go run an errand for him and came back and saw this. It was in the middle of the day, like in the afternoon. Did you know that Matthew Perry's stepdad is Keith Morrison from Dateline?
No.
Isn't that insane? I had
stepdad?
no.
So Keith Morrison married his mom.
His mom and Keith Morrison have been married for years and years and years, like since Matthew was young, because Matthew's dad and mom divorced when he was a really young kid. So anyway, really, really sad. I'm sure we'll find out more with the autopsy. But anyway, that totally bummed me out.
Yeah.
It's so hard when you know that people that we're growing up with, that, you know, Friends was never, a lot of my friends, sorry to use that word again, a lot of my friends are absolutely obsessed with that show. And they really rely on it every night to go to bed. Like if you're having a bad day, it's just like it ends your night in a happy way. A lot
it's
of
like
people,
a warm blanket.
Yeah, like Seinfeld, Friends. I'm trying to think of other. Golden Girls used to be my show. Like there's always those shows, and this is heartbreaking. So anyway, okay, let's move on because we do have so much to move on to. We need to talk a little bit about. We need to talk about Jeff Lewis really fast. We're going to talk a little bit. And this is a little tricky because Jeff Lewis's show was live this morning at 9 a.m. Pacific time. And I didn't listen because I was busy watching Sister Wives for you guys. I need to get my props. You're going to be my prop master. Okay. We're not that Sister Wives yet, but just get my props ready. Okay. We've chosen some eyebrows for today. Eyebrows of the day are orange and green. It's a little Halloween and a little earth friendly.
Oh, let's go.
Orange and black. Let's go Halloween.
Come on.
We've got some Halloween Robin eyebrows coming later. Okay, so Jeff Lewis, he had his Hallowteeny event this weekend, Saturday night, and a bunch of Jeff Lewis fans got to go, and it was a small group. It was like 40 people that won tickets, including Sarah from Jeff Lewis Obsessed. A lot of you guys follow her, and so. Like that's what I thought today's show would have been about. So I didn't even tune in because I'm like, oh, I'll listen in the afternoon. Well, I missed out because apparently, according to you guys, whoa, Jeff mentioned it all on the show today. He basically opened up about the fact that he and his on-again, off-again boyfriend, Stu, are no longer because this is an indefinite pause. Does that mean it's like a constant pause?
Indefinite? Yeah.
Or definite?
Indefinite.
No, indefinite pause would mean that it's like an all the time now, right? Okay, so
maybe a definite. No, if it was a definite pause, that means forever.
But
definitely
then it's
paused forever.
It's a definite, indefinite.
No.
So they're over. Well, he says that Stu cheated on him. So betrayal city. Then he also talked about briefly that he mentioned this a little bit last week, but he has the show Hollywood House Left Lance on Amazon Freevee. And remember, I went out for drinks with the showrunner who I love, Michael.
Yeah.
Well, I guess there's another producer on the show. Her name is Jen Green. Okay. I can show you her in case you know her. I don't know if you guys know each other, but Jen Green was, this is her. I had her pulled up.
Okay. So I know a different Jen Green who also works in reality television, but she's I
know a Jen Green from high school.
So yeah.
I guess Jen Popular Green name. Is a very common name. So anyway, Jen Green, he mentioned that he is on the outs with her, that he has drama with her. She was a producer on the show. He got her the job apparently. And there's like a lot of drama there. He called, he's alluding that she's a snake, like crazy stuff. And then did you guys see this? Because I know a lot of you guys are fans, you're chums, you love Jeff Lewis. Did you guys see the picture in Vegas over the weekend of all three of Jeff's former and current like girlfriends. The only one that's missing is Jenny Poulos, right? We got Heather McDonald, Kelly Dodd, and Megan Weaver together in a picture in Vegas at a wedding. Wow. Can you imagine? Okay. So just to give you guys like a quick 5-minute, and by you guys, I mean you. Are you awake still?
Yeah, I mean, I have nothing to input here because I don't like really know who these people are. So
Well,
I'm just kind of I'm along for the ride. I'm here though. I'm
but you love
interested.
Jeff Lewis.
I do.
Yeah. When we
And I
want,
know who Jenny Poulos is, and
yeah, you took a
Heather
picture of her at
McDonald.
Six Flags, and then I got like killed on the Facebook group. How dare you post a picture of someone when she's just enjoying her life? That's a celebrity for you,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
People are weird. Okay, so so she goes, so a few months ago there was the big drama between Heather McDonald and Megan Weaver. We know this. I'm not going to repeat that. Meanwhile, Heather McDonald and Kelly Dodd then got into it because Kelly Dodd kind of took Megan Weaver's side when there was big drama. So all of a sudden, the three of them are at a wedding together with all of their husbands and or boyfriends, husbands, whatever, and they're in a picture together. That is so uncomfortable for Jeff, in my opinion. Like, I know that maybe that was the right thing to do for them, but as Jeff, who's put his neck out and like talked about all these people, and then his girl Megan, his bestie, who I think he really, really trusts, was in the same picture as someone that he really doesn't trust. I don't know. It's got to be uncomfortable. We've all been in situations where you're on the outs of a group of friends, or maybe you fight with one friend and then your good friend is with that person and connects with them. And you're like, hey, I thought we were friends. It's so confusing. It's so hard. I mean, we need a running list. We need a black book of people who Jeff Lewis does not want to connect with and like who's on Jeff Lewis's shit list, right?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we've known Jeff from his reality television shows for years. He's not an easy person to get along with, right? I mean, you have to be a little bit of like a masochist, I would imagine, to just like stay in his presence and deal with his like browbeating and like tearing you down every single day. Like I would have a hard time working for Jeff Lewis, as I think most human beings would.
Well, I do think that there's a side of him that is that way. And also, I mean, number one, none of us are in their homes, right? None of us are with them when the cameras are not on and when the radio show is not on. So I don't know who they really are when they're not on camera or not on the radio show. But for example, he has Sean, he has Shane, who is his basically executive assistant, but is essentially his best friend. I mean, he does everything with him. He's on the show. He's on the radio show. He's on Hollywood Housewives. Think about how much money he's making. He's also his assistant. Like he's getting paid from Sirius, getting paid from Amazon. Like, geez, I would take that job. And I think that he doesn't treat Shane that way. I think he loves Shane so much. Maybe he pokes the bear a bit, but I think it's tricky. I don't want to be a Jeff Lewis apologist because I am absolutely not an expert on who Jeff Lewis is. And I would never put my neck out saying like, no, he's the perfect, not at all. But I always connect with that feeling of like, who are my friends and who are my enemies? And I just remember when I had some drama, I remember with the workout studio that should not be named.
Mm-hmm.
I see you.
Mm-hmm.
And I got completely hurt by a situation. And then my friends were still going.
Yeah.
And I couldn't handle it. It felt sick to my stomach. So if one of your good friends hurts you, do you expect your other good friends to end their relationship with them for you? Like, how does that work? It's really a tough situation.
Yeah.
What would you expect?
Loyalty lies where loyalty lies. And like if you're closer with somebody, or like you feel like you're getting something more out of a thing than you are from this other person, that's kind of where you're going to gravitate to.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I don't know. I think people are probably a little bit, especially his circle, like they all work for him. That's the craziest thing with the radio show, right? You've got Doug and Megan and Monica Casey and Carney and Pej. Like they all are not just his friends; they're basically employees.
Yeah, well, they're employees, but on top of being, getting money for this thing that you're doing, you're also getting fame, right? So like what level of abuse are you willing to put yourself through for this like grasp at celebrity, right? That you're like, oh, I'm on Sirius Radio, I'm on a show, I'm on whatever. Like, what are you willing to put yourself through to get yourself out there?
I mean, I'd be willing to put myself through anything to be friends with Jeff Lewis, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
I'll go gay. Just kidding. That's Lance's hot, but he's worried about two things. He's worried about that I'll become Kyle Richards and Morgan Wade.
Uh-huh.
And then Craig from Southern Charm.
Yeah.
Are you worried about it still in this moment?
I'm not really I don't really think it's a thing that could happen, if I'm being honest.
You don't think Craig would fall in love with a 42-year-old mother of two?
No.
What?
No, I just don't think it's realistic.
You jerk.
But listen, he's a good-looking dude. I get it.
Craig?
Yeah, he's a good-looking dude.
He's such a good-looking dude.
Yeah.
Who's like your hottest? Who would you say is like the hottest actress or reality star? Did you want to make out with a microphone? Why'd you have to go so close to that?
Kate Upton. Hot.
We're still on Kate Upton.
Yeah, she's hot.
What year is this?
I don't care. She's still hot.
Is she even still a thing?
I mean, she's married to Justin Verlander.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Who the hell is that?
It's the star pitcher for the Houston Astros.
Okay. No. Let's talk about Dancing with the Stars for just 2 seconds.
Okay.
Because you work on it. Who do you think? Is this weird if I ask you who you think is like the most attractive dancer pro that works on the show right now?
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Is it weird? Should we not do that? Maybe we shouldn't. I don't want to like throw you under the bus or get you in trouble.
No, I mean, no, it's fine. I think, listen, I've been on the show for 7 seasons. It's all very platonic. I think that Emma Slater is probably the most beautiful.
Ooh,
pro.
So does Mauricio, I heard.
Yeah. And then followed right behind would be Jenna.
Jenna who?
Married to Val.
Val who? Who's her partner? Just say who her partner is and then I'll know which one she is. Jenna.
It was
oh, she's gone.
Yeah, she's gone. It was Tyson.
Tyson. Oh, you love that Tyson.
He's a cool guy.
I mean,
he was fun. He was funny.
You can't get enough of Tyson. I didn't realize that you had such a thing for Tyson Beckford.
No thing, just good dude.
So
he's a good dude.
So do you think? Well, no, we can't do it. Well, I'm going to tell you what I think. Kyle Richards is currently up in.
Wait, who do you think is the hottest pro?
Honestly, I don't watch the show well enough to know. Like, I think Emma Slater is pretty.
What a cop-out answer.
No, I'm serious.
Uh-huh.
I think like the prettiest.
Wait, I was talking about the guys. Why did you immediately go to the girls?
Oh, you said prettiest.
Oh, okay. All right.
Should I go hot?
I thought I said hottest.
Okay. Hottest. Well, can we talk like in terms of the dancers? I'm not really into it.
Artem is beautiful, says Michael. Listen, Artem has a crazy body.
Oh, tell me more.
That dude is. You should see his six-pack has a six-pack. It's wild. He has these like muscles on top of his rib cage that go boop 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 boop.
I'm gonna look him up right now. Artem?
It's bananas.
Oh,
Max is a good looking dude.
You know who I'm into, and you know this is gonna sound weird because a lot of you guys are, you think this is weird, but I think Derek Huff is so cute. Is that weird?
Good looking dude. No, he's a good looking dude.
I mean, I see Derek Huff. Like, number one, I like his personality, and I think that that's what it is. I'm into personality, and if you don't have a personality and you're just like a good-looking guy, it's boring to me. That I'm not into.
Yeah.
I'd rather a guy that's a little goofy, but funny and like personable than a guy that's really, really hot and like nothing.
A lot of Artem fans. You know who he's married to?
Derek
right?
is too pretty, you say. Who is he married to?
He's married to like one of the Bella twins. I don't know which one it is, Nikki or I think it's Nikki. I could be wrong, but it's one of the Bella.
Oh, like the fighter girls.
Fighter?
Weren't they like WWC or something?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I don't follow wrestling.
Wait, I don't either, but like it just like hit me. I feel like they are. Is this Artem?
Yeah.
Okay, Artem Dances with Charity from
Yeah.
The Bachelorette. And they got like an amazing score this last week. They got like 10s and 9s.
Yeah, they did very good.
Yeah. Okay. So WWE. Thank you, Cecile.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You guys, 500 people here live on the YouTube,
was
which is
Nikki
super
Bella.
exciting. All right, you guys, let's keep it moving. So Jeff Lewis, I think just to wrap that up, he is always going to be in a circle of drama because it's who he is. And you know that TikTok comment or that TikTok sound that you hear all the time, like, is it me? Am I the drama? Yes, it's Jeff Lewis. And yes, it's a lot of these people.
But that's why they're good for television.
Exactly. Like as a reality guy, you could never, ever center multiple shows and give a radio show to someone that isn't into the drama.
Yeah.
Right? It would be boring as F. And
Yeah.
we've all seen those reality shows that are boring because they have personalities on them, or certain cast members that have personalities that are just like, you know, I'll talk about some of it for RHONY in just a minute. So I just find it really, really hard to understand why people don't kind of get Jeff for who he is. I know some people are so taken aback by him and so offended by him. I don't know what it is, but I cannot get offended by Jeff. Nothing he says offends me. To me. Like, he's never talked to me, obviously, but like nothing he says on the radio show ever offends me. I find it so, I hate using this word for this, but juicy. I love hearing his drama. I love hearing the ups and downs. And you know what? There's a reason he got his own network on Sirius. Whether or not 789 is doing well or not, his channel or his show on Andy Cohen's Radio Andy is 100% killing it. And I would guarantee he's probably really close to like right under Howard Stern as like the most popular show on Sirius Radio. I just don't know who else out there is more popular than Jeff. I don't know. I'm sure there's a way to find radio ratings, Sirius ratings, but maybe not. Maybe it's like Netflix where you don't really know. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, okay. All right. Well, look, at the end of the day, we're not going to all agree, but that's the thing. None of these people are ever going to be liked by all. None. Right? The best talent, the best reality stars. Lance told me the first time I got some people talking badly about me, this was like months and months and months ago. The first time he was like, if you're not okay with people not liking you, you got to jump ship. Right? Because the more popular you get, the more people that are watching. There's 525 people watching on a YouTube live. There's going to be people here that think I am beyond annoying and talk too much.
Hate is going to hate.
And, you know, all those things. Are you one of them? Are you a troll, Lance? Do you troll me in the comments?
I've got like 30 burner accounts and I just sit there and go,
oh my God, that's you?
It's me. I'm the problem. It's me.
That's you. You are the problem. You know, the other night we went out for drinks after Craig's and we went to this restaurant bar by my house. And the owner was there.
Thai Show. Give him a little plug.
I always talk about Thai Show, but the owner was there and he goes, Donna, what's going on with you? You're not drunk. And I'm like, I'm not. How do you know that? So the next day, Lance and I went on a walk and I said, how did he know I wasn't drunk? And he's like, because you're so damn loud. When you're drunk, you talk so loud and so much. And I was like, I got really uncomfortable.
And then I said, but it's like in the best way. Like you're fun. You're the life of the party. You're wild and crazy when you've had some drinks and you're a lot of fun. You're a great time to be around.
So we are going to go I'm going to BravoCon this weekend. So I plan to have some drinks. Actually, I have some plans. If you guys are going to be at BravoCon this weekend, hit the Facebook group up. I will try, or Instagram or whatever. Let me know. I'm going to be at Cabaret on Friday night. That's Amy Phillips' show. And then we're going to dinner before that. My girlfriend, Jamie, and I, who's not a Bravo fan, who's not going to BravoCon. So like literally I'm going to be having to go to BravoCon alone. That will be such an experience. Like I hate it. You don't want to come?
Well, what are we going to do with our kids?
They can handle it. I feel like at this point they can just like do it, right? They can just like get themselves from place to place. Bring them.
Yeah.
And then and then on Saturday, I don't know, I was just talking to my girlfriend who was like, do you want tickets we're getting tickets to go see James Kennedy DJ at this club. And I was like, sure.
Shoot me in the face.
No, so fun. You wouldn't want to go?
Wait, you said yes to that?
Yes. DJ James Kennedy from Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah.
No, of course I would want to go. So then my
Really?
friend Jamie texts me separately and she goes, I'm not going to be okay this weekend. And I'm like, it's okay. We can dip out. We can dip out early because she and I are both like not late night partiers.
Donna, when's the last time you were in a club?
Last night,
Yeah, in the club.
I was in Club Donna. I was in the club of the bed club, watching Sister Wives clubbing with Cody. Okay, let's move on. You guys, the Vanity Fair article. Holy shit, you guys. Okay. Well, I'll say this. Holy shit is a little bit pushing it. Here's my gut feeling. Lance, you're not so all about like, you're not on the TikTok land and Bethany's Instagrams and stuff. So you haven't seen what she's been leaking, but you're kind of aware of this like reality reckoning. Yeah.
I'm very aware. I've been keeping up.
Okay. Keeping up with the Kardashians or keeping up with Bethany?
Keeping up with the Frankels.
The one Frankel.
Keeping up with the Frankel.
Keeping up with the Frankel. Okay. So as a reality guy, do you guys talk about it on set at all, this reality reckoning?
We have talked about it on set a few times. Usually I'm the one that has brought it up, actually. I've had a few
okay, daily dose of Lance.
a few conversations about it. Nobody really on set is like dying to talk about this. They don't really care. Nobody really cares, if I'm being honest. So yeah, I'm the one that's kind of brought it up a couple times.
Okay. So this article comes out this morning. I see it. And this was the article that was kind of teased a couple weeks ago. And everyone's like, oh my God, this article is going to blow the lid off the blow the lid off the pot. It's going to do something big to Bravo.
Land the plane, Donna.
I'm trying. It's going to do something to Bravo, and it's going to completely, shake up this world of, reality TV, especially at Bravo. It is really a Bravo hit piece is what it is.
Yeah.
I read it today, and to be honest, yes, there were a couple things that kind of surprised me, and we're going to get into it. But overall, I felt like it was a really big hype for something that didn't actually move mountains, in my opinion. There are a couple things that I thought were a little surprising, i.e. Ramona saying the N-word.
Yeah.
That is kind of the focus. I think the main thing.
I think a lot of what she was saying is problematic. There's not just her saying the N-word. There's like multiple conversations that are pointed out of her just being just outright racist. And,
Ramona?
Yeah. Not a good look for her.
You're talking about before this?
No, in that article.
Oh, in the art. No, the article, it like slams really Ramona.
Yeah.
Like the article, and you guys, I hate to say it, and this is going to sound really bad because I do definitely believe that, Ramona is a problematic person. I'm sure of it, actually. I think that we've seen this over and over on the show, that she's not nice to servers, that she struggles like with being kind to help. When you go to these resorts, she's the one that's always like, can you unpack for me? I need someone to unpack for me. Or she has struggles with the room being perfect. Like she's definitely more of that
elitist,
snobby. Like I don't know if I would want to have Ramona in my life at all, like personal life.
No, she seems very toxic to me.
Yes. That being said, who's her biggest enemy, I would say, in the reality world is Bethany. And I do find it really interesting that this article very much focused on the only person that they really threw under the bus was Bravo, Andy Cohen, the producers, and Ramona. That's it. They didn't throw anyone else really under the bus. The article was quoted by a few people were quoted in the article. We had Leah McSweeney, who was in a couple seasons of forgettable RHONY. Like Leah to me, and I'm sorry, you guys, but Leah to me is the worst reality star. Like you couldn't think of anyone, in my opinion, that's worse. She's worse than Sai from RHONY, the new RHONY, which we'll get into. But I just think that Leah is just negative and toxic, and she struggles. She's not like when I think of Leah McSweeney, I don't think of a mentally healthy person, balanced.
And that's what I want to talk about.
Okay, let's talk about it.
So what happens when you go through the casting process to get onto a reality television show is you go through multiple rounds, You start with the casting director, and that's what Donna used to do, but in the scripted world. And there's thousands of people that get sifted through, same as in the scripted world. And then you go to the showrunners and you go to the network and all these things, and then it gets whittled down. And before you can go on to a reality show, you have to pass psych. So you go through psych evals.
And this is 100% on every show?
So Bachelor, not every show, right? Like Dancing with the Stars is not doing a psych eval.
Well, but that's also not
right?
like a reality show. That's a game show more. Like it's a talent show.
It's a stage competition show, right?
Yes.
So like The Voice is not doing like a psych eval, right? But like a show like
where you're going into people's
Perfect
homes
Match,
and their
Love
lives.
is Blind, Bachelor, Bachelorette, all of these like dating shows, shows like a Real Housewives, those shows should 100% have a psych eval, right? So I think that in the case of Leah McSweeney, this was a failure in the psych eval. And I don't think she should have been allowed to be on the show. I don't think that she was mentally strong enough or in the right position with her sobriety to go into a situation with producers who are pushing for drama and pushing for
you were shaking the table.
pushing for all this drama, and like that is going to drive you to want to drink, to loosen up your inhibitions to perform for camera, right? So I think that was a failure on the psych eval side of things, and I don't think she should have ever gotten onto the show.
Yeah, I mean, I just think there's so many people out there, and you guys, we're talking about huge cities. Like casting has a whole list of people, but they have to be more. I don't know if it's casting or producers where it comes down to, but you have to be very smart about not bringing someone on for the hopes that they relapse and get freaking hammered and wasted and fall apart.
Horrible.
And you know what? Things will change because that's not going to happen anymore. You'll see that, right? Like I guarantee you right now that if anyone is sober because they used to be an addict, they will not be cast on the show if they're like, yeah, I used to be sober because I used to struggle, but now I'm kind of drinking, but then I can stop and then I kind of drink, which is where Leah was. She was 10 years sober because it was ruining her life and then thought she could bring it back. And that's exactly when they cast her on RHONY. So it was a bad move from both producers, and then also she made a mistake by going on a show like this when you're obviously mentally a little bit all over the place, and she allowed herself to drink. I mean, we cannot take away the fact that no one here was pushed to drink. This is not a hazing situation. We have seen multiple cast members on different shows never get drunk. Never. Like in all of the years that we watched, I'm trying to think of like the new RHONY, for example. That's a good example. Uba and Jenna do not drink. They don't drink. And the other girls do drink. And we still never saw them fall apart getting hammered. Now, this is season 1. Maybe we'll see, different things later. But like Lisa Barlow, she's an example of a girl that is on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And I can't remember, maybe you guys can that has not fallen apart drinking. Like she drinks, but she's not falling down the stairs drunk in any scene that I've seen. She's drank responsibly. So I don't like this narrative that they're being forced to it. And whoever this housewife, so the article opens up alluding to this housewife, this unnamed housewife that's out there and getting, Heather Dubrow is another good example. Candy never drank. Jill never drank. Yes, Jill only drank Diet Cokes, she never was a drinker. It wasn't because she had a problem. She just didn't want to drink. And she's such an iconic housewife. So anyway, when you take that, so the first opening of this article was very clickbaity in the way that it was talking about this unnamed housewife who was in Cartagena. So it was either, Tinsley, Dorinda. My guess is it's Tinsley, this person, because Dorinda's still on the shows. Tinsley, Dorinda, Ramona, Sonia, Bethany. I can't remember who else was in Cartagena. But they were saying that this person was in Mexico or wherever they were and just woke up in her own urine, hammered beyond belief, throwing up outside of the van. The producers were filming it. Had to get some sort of like injection, like maybe a B12 shot or something in her tush, and then went along with it. You're taking a story that is so possible to happen. It's going to happen to multiple 40-year-old women at BravoCon this weekend. Like, you know what I mean? It's like just waking up hungover and throwing up, or like feeling nauseous and sick. Yeah, this is not groundbreaking. It wasn't like production put them in a room with no windows, no lights, no food, no nothing, and just vodka for 6 weeks. Like, that's how it's being portrayed. I don't find it like big enough for a whole story. Now, the racism part, that's tricky. That definitely
Separate issue.
Not
really part of the reality reckoning at all. Just a thing that should be talked about. If this is really the way that she has acted in the past, not okay, and people should know about it. Another point that I want to make on the reality reckoning is that, Bethany's whole thing is that she thinks that every single reality star should be making $5,000 an episode, right? With all these other little things that are going along with that, but that's like the one like big sticking point for her. So a lot of these Real Housewives, they're making a lot more than that for a season. But if you do this across the board for every reality show, and you create this thing where it's like every single person that's on a reality show needs to make $5,000 an episode, that'll be the death of reality television. Because the reason why reality television works is because it's cheap to make. And if you make it cost prohibitive, studios will stop making it. So I'm concerned about this like push to pay the stars so much money, because I think it's going to have a real adverse effect to shows getting greenlit in the future.
I think that they should be paid appropriately, but I do think that there could be more done in like a back end way. So royalties and residuals rather than upfront per episode payment only, because it's true. Like the original cast of RHONY, for example, or Real Houses of OC, that scene of Vicky in the family van, we've all watched it hundreds of times. It's been on every single network 15 times, or different streaming sites, or YouTube, or we're obsessed with that one thing. And I just think that they should have a little bit more control over, just like the Friends cast, right? Just like a regular TV show. Every single time we watch it on Netflix, they're getting a percentage. That's just the way it works. So I totally don't know, what the answer is with all of this stuff. I do think that they just need more rules in place. The alcohol is tricky. If you take away alcohol completely from any of these situations, you're not going to have as much of an interesting show. And that's not because you need the alcohol. It's because alcohol allows people to say things that they maybe wouldn't say sober. And that allows for fun, more entertaining, dramatic scenes.
Yeah.
And it sucks. It's bad, but also, I don't know. I don't want to say like it's a good thing to have alcohol, but what are you going to, if you have a sober show, it's not going to be as interesting or entertaining. That's the truth.
Agreed. However, I think there should be some guardrails in place. So what we've seen in the past from some different shows, I don't want to name names here, but I do work on one specific franchise of show, and that show had basically an unlimited alcohol policy. You could go back to the bar as many times as you want, get shots, get beers, get whatever you wanted to drink.
So how much did you drink on set?
Back in the day, everybody drank on set on this show.
Oh, like crew?
Everybody. Crew, producers. Like, I would go set up an interview and the producer would be like, tell me about what happened in there. And then the cast member would be like, oh my God. And there was
Wait, what?
Yeah, it would be like in overtime shooting this interview of just like two completely inebriated human beings having a conversation, and just like, I'm in overtime and this is never going to get used.
Stop
So-
on the table.
Eventually, what happened on that show was they had some things go wrong. They had 2 cast members that got too drunk. Something happened, and the show got shut down for a little bit of time. Okay. And when the show came back, they had guardrails in place where you have 2 drinks per hour, and then you got to wait. You can have 2 drinks, and then you can have another 2 drinks, and then you can have another 2 drinks. So if you start drinking at noon, by the time you get to midnight, you can still have 24 drinks throughout the course of the day, right? That's still a lot of drinks. However, it did slow down the ability to just get absolutely wasted,
Hammered.
right? And then I have other shows that I work on where they don't have that experience as a production, and they will like put out all of the drinks for the whole cast, and they'll just say, have at it, go do your thing. And it's a recipe for disaster. And I've seen it time and time again on these shows.
Yeah, it's very tricky. I mean, it feels like I think a lot of people drink for social lubricant, like for the ability to kind of loosen up. And I think it's uncomfortable to have cameras in your face, and maybe you're nervous when you're starting on a reality show. So maybe there's like first season people that end up drinking too much. But the truth is, we really don't see every housewife falling apart drunk in every episode of every show. We really see certain ones drinking more than others. And that's usually a them issue. I don't think it's about the alcohol given to them by producers. And it's very tricky. At what point do you kind of cut in? So like I'm catching up on Potomac season 7 right now because I totally fell off the Potomac train. And remember the episodes when they were in Miami and there was a big fight between Mia and Wendy and like throwing drinks and all this stuff and like her nails. And I don't even know what's going on at bar 1. That's not a producer given alcohol thing. They're out to dinner. They're having drinks and dinner and they got in a fight. So I don't know. It's very, very tricky. And I don't know what the exact win is here, what Bravo can say that like, or what Bravo is going to actually take from that. This is not an issue, I think. The alcohol to me is an issue, but it's not a production issue, in my opinion. That's what I think. Now,
production can still be on top of that.
Okay.
They can still be, whether they're at a bar or not. They're on some sets, you have control and you have guardrails and you have somebody that's sitting there with a clipboard saying, Ramona Singer just had her second drink of the hour. Now she needs to wait. Good luck with that, telling Ramona Singer she can't have another drink. But
I don't need another drink. I'm Ramona. I can have fun in turtle time without alcohol. Okay. So a couple things, you guys. First, I'm going to take a little pause in the show because I do need to talk about my amazing sponsor for today's episode, Blue Mean. You guys, Blue Mean is this face tool that I'm obsessed with. What? Say it.
Oh, that's for your face?
Lance Bowling.
What? I didn't know what it was.
What did you think this was?
I'm just joking. Go ahead.
Goodness, Lance.
I tried to put the brakes on it and you told me to go.
You're like, you look like you were going to self-implode if you didn't say it. Okay, you guys, it's the Face Pro Plus, and there's so many cool benefits. So you turn it on. There's a few different settings. I like the red because red light therapy is known for aging. It decreases puffiness. It improves, you're going to like this, product penetration.
Ooh.
It tones your jawline. It reduces your double chin. It does all of these things, but this is the coolest part about it. Are you ready?
Can I try it? Well,
what, does it hurt?
No, I didn't expect it. Okay.
So you keep doing it, and you're supposed to put like serums on your face. And so the red light therapy plus
what's in the red light?
The red light therapy is known for all those things that I just said: anti-aging, wrinkles, improving penetration of all your products, helping. And so if you guys can hear the buzzing. So there's a vibration to it. Anyway, you guys, I love it. You guys love it. So many of you guys have purchased it in my Facebook group. It really does make you look skinnier on the left side or on the right side, whichever one you use. Do you want to be skinny on the left or on the right?
I want to be skinny on both. Can I be skinny on both?
No, just one. You can only be skinny on one side. What's your good side?
Both.
Oh, Jesus. So anyway, you guys, the Blue Mean Pro, I'm going to let you try it in just a moment. So They have 100 of them that will sell out, but there's 100 that the first 100 that you guys purchase will get $70 off. So it's normally $150. We're going to get $70 off. It is only for the first 100 people. It always sells out. It's such, like, I'm not joking you when I tell you I love this. And I just watch TV with my Blue Mean. And the point is that they keep coming to me because you guys keep buying it. They love it. So thank you so much for supporting. And go to bluemean.com/daily dose Dana, DANA. I'll put the link in my bio. Why'd you press the button? You don't press the button.
Oh, you just put it up there?
Yes. Right. And if you go to the blue, it will get hot. Try that. But maybe stay away so I can keep going with the show. Okay, he's gonna Blue Mean. No, don't go down on it. Don't go down on it. Oh, geez. Okay. Let's get back on the show train. Okay. So bluemean.com/daily dose Dana, DANA, and that's $70 off. It's an amazing tool. Yeah. And it's great. Okay, you guys. So there were 2 big shows last night. 2 big shows. We're going to have to get through both of them. What? Oh, I thought you were
younger already.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you look younger is the question.
Do I look younger?
Lance has a mirror face. Do you guys know? Do you guys have a mirror face? Like when you're doing your hair or doing your makeup or whatever in the mirror, do you find that you have a face that you kind of make? Lance does. I think everyone has like a little bit of like a pursed lips or like a pout. Lance, do your mirror face.
It's kind of like, it's like that. I don't know. I kind of like close my eyes a little bit.
You guys, it's maddening. I'm gonna have
I'm doing my hair. I'm like,
yeah, that. With his eyes. I mean, he thinks he's James Dean. Zoolander. Yes, it's awful. Okay, RHONY. We watched Reunion. Well, I watched. Lance is just gonna have to go with this one, you guys. Lance, you have a face when you're doing your makeup. Mark wants to know.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
It's my face.
Oh, okay. So RHONY was on, you guys, the reunions, part 2, the final part of the reunion of this new like rendition of RHONY was on last night. Okay. Quick thoughts. I don't know how to handle Sai. So Sai to me, Sai is SAI, just in case you're kind of wondering how to, I always like visualize things and it's not SIGH, but I want it to be SIGH. So Sai is quite possibly the most unlikable Real Housewife. Well, no, Leah McSweeney and then Sai. Sai has nothing about her that is redeeming or nice. Even when she's talking about her sob story, even when she's talking about the fact that she had an alcoholic mother and who died and like struggled and whatever, I still don't have a sense of compassion. I'm struggling, you guys. I understand that it must have been hard. I also had an alcoholic father. Welcome to the club, right? We're the kids of alcoholics. But I feel like there's an absolute kind of disconnect because when you're someone who is not kind to others and when you're someone that is not compassionate and empathetic to others, it's very hard for someone to feel that for you. I could not have cared less about Sai's sob story. How bad am I? Am I a horrible human being? She is cold, mean. She cuts people off. She's angry. She has no patience. She even admits it. And I was talking to my friend Valerie. This
sounds like you just have no empathy for her because of the way that she's acted in the past.
That's exactly what it is. And honestly, it's like, I do think you have to treat people the way you want to be treated. And if you treat someone like a bitch, how can you expect them to turn around and be like so loving towards you? It goes back to like Real Housewives of Beverly Hills last week when Kyle Richards sobbing about the fact that Sutton didn't come to her and give her love at the reunion. Well, girl, you were a bitch to Sutton the entire season. What do you expect? I don't get it. I don't understand how some people expect the world but treat people like shit. It's not cool. Right? I think Sai thinks she's really like amazing and very above all because she's an influencer and she has all these hundreds of thousands of followers and she has money and she's successful and all that. I could totally go another season without Sai. I really don't like her. I don't find anything. I wanted to like her, but I just don't. I can't connect. And you know what? With everything going on right now in the world, with like the world war and all the stuff, I think I'm like hardening.
Sigh.
I think I'm like hardening. I'm not joking. I was watching it last night after like such a depressing, day of news. And I was like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm becoming like a meaner person
Mm.
because of everything that's happening right now to the Jews. Okay, so then let's move on. So that's Sai. Now, Sai did say, I've never been in therapy, which I was talking to Valerie this morning. She's a therapist, you guys. She's here in Los Angeles. She's like, I don't understand how a 40-year-old woman with copious amounts of money, with a career, with a husband, with kids, how do you not have therapy at this point in your life when you know that you've gone through struggles and you're not like perfectly happy? I just think therapy is like so important, right? You're not against therapy.
Super important.
Yeah.
I'm in therapy. I do therapy.
Therapy or therapy?
Ah.
We just talked about that. That's like a company that I wish they sponsored me. It's an Israel-born company called Therapy. If your kids are still wetting the bed and they can't like get potty trained when they were young, both of our kids went through the system. If you have a kid right now who cannot go the night without a pull-up or they pee their pants,
Hello.
therapy.
I'm Dr. Segi. Do your kids still wet the bed?
A good Israeli accent. It's okay. Today you're going to get a star. If you go 7 days, this means you have graduated from this program.
Yes, you get 5 red stars in a row, and
What?
then you get a green star, a blue star. The videos were hilarious. But
We love the videos, and the kids loved it too, and it worked on both of them. It's like an alarm system, right? Where you're sleeping and it's like, and we'd have to like, it was amazing. Okay, so anyway, Sai has never done therapy, but maybe she's used therapy.
Maybe.
I hope she has one or the other.
When she gets blackout drunk on.
No, Sai doesn't get blackout drunk. She's too hungry to get blackout drunk. She's always hungry.
I don't know who that is. But.
She's literally the most hungry person on TV. All she talks about in every episode of of RHONY was how hungry she is. Okay, so the next big thing that I thought was interesting was Brynn. I like Brynn. I'm not a huge fan of Brynn, but I do like her because I do see a warmness. But she is, and I was told this, but from my friend who's a therapist, she is a walking PTSD. She's a walking PTSD like example. Everything makes her cry.
Is Brynn the one that was in the gay bar with
Jenna?
Yeah,
how do you know? You watched that episode?
I watched like 3 minutes with you. And
you thought she was hot.
I did think she was hot.
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
So she's so emotional that it doesn't feel like she's like fully healed, right? She's constantly crying over even other people's things. She and Sab and Robin have a little bit of competition. I'm just going to be honest. Anyway, I do think that there's hope for Brynn. Although when I was watching it last night with everything going on, like I said, in the world, and then I'm watching Sai hysterically cry about her mother, and then Brynn hysterically cry about her father. I'm like, what are we watching? Why is RHONY becoming family trauma, childhood trauma? Like, I feel like I'm watching an episode of Intervention or like, what's it called? The Dr. Drew shows.
Celebrity Rehab.
Yeah. I'm like, and it's not really about rehab, but you know what I mean? Like, it just felt so incredibly like, I don't know, just like down in the dumps. And the final thing that happened on RHONY was Uba being Uba hot. And this, you guys, was wild to me. So I've always liked Uba, and I really liked her until the Anguilla episode when she lost her shit on Aaron over her phone. I get a little bit freaking out over your phone. I do think she went too far with her reaction to Aaron. You guys know I like Aaron, and a lot of you guys think she's a Karen, but I like Aaron. I relate to Aaron. I think
Karen?
I think Aaron's the most like me. I honestly think I would be more like Aaron than any of the girls on that show. But in that moment, Uba loses her shit in Anguilla. And then yesterday on the reunion, again, just like goes from being like, oh, Aaron, you're such a wonderful. No, Aaron, you're horrible. Blah, 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 blah. It's almost
Bipolar?
Yeah, like I mean, you said that, I didn't. Please don't at me. But very impulsive, very just like going for it, just very calm, just screaming at someone else and then calm and then screaming. It's too much of a wild card for me, but I do like Uba, so I struggle with that. I really think she's beautiful and kind, but even just the way that she like attacked Tamra Judge on her stories last week feels a little bit too unfiltered. Like I worry a little bit about that. See, Aaron is so funny. Two comments came in right after one after the other. Aaron is the worst. Aaron is my favorite. That is the experience of Aaron, which is why she's going to be a good housewife. Because at least some people, I have yet to find one person that says Uba's their favorite or Sai is their favorite. There are people that think Brynn is their favorite. There are people that think Jenna is their favorite. Jessel, we all think is amazing. But I absolutely, definitely think that they will all get a second season. I can't imagine them firing any of them. Maybe they'll add someone, but I don't see Andy leaving any of them in the dust, although I would be fine without Sai. And finally, you guys, oh my God, the moment that we've all been waiting for, and by all, I mean maybe three of you, is how many wives Cody still has on Sister Wives. You guys, last night, Sister Wives, there was a couple big moments. Okay, Lance, have you ever watched an episode of Sister Wives?
Begrudgingly, yes. Just, with you, it's been on. Yes.
Tell me about it. Like, what is your experience thinking of Sister Wives?
How did this guy get anybody to marry him at all? For starters, he just seems like such a D-bag, I guess, is like
douche canoe.
Yeah.
He definitely has pecs though. He has pecs and six-pack abs. Yeah. We've heard that now a few times.
I don't know. He just seems like an asshole. Can I say that?
Yeah, no, you can. I think he definitely has he's upped his levels of assholeness in the last few years. Like it's definitely gotten worse and worse through the seasons. When the show started, he was like
yeah.
Like he was like a jolly old, like he was like a golden retriever. Like he was bouncy and like I love my family and But now it's just like he's angry, he's bitter, and it's so clear. So a couple big things happen.
Has it gone to his head? Like the fame has
gone to his hair. The fame has gone to his hair.
And
then
he get a perm?
There's definitely something happening. It's either a perm, it's some sort of curling iron situation. I imagine him and Sob and Robin, they get their mirror faces on and they do their hair together. He does her eyebrows and she does his hair.
Okay.
And that's their form of love language.
All right.
Yeah, just making each other look like shit. So when we went to, so in the beginning of the season, beginning of the episode, we see Mykelti and Tony, which by the way, Lance, I'm going to show you a picture of Tony. I want you to give us your first thoughts. Mykelti is Christine's daughter, and Mykelti got married to Tony. And I really want you to know, without watching the show and without knowing anything, what are your thoughts when you see this man? Okay. Give me a second. Do you already have an idea?
No, I have no idea. I have no idea what to expect here.
Okay.
Oh, geez.
What do you think, Lance? You're making great radio.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, you're flipping through pictures, and it's like in one he like looks kind of creepy.
I love Tony.
And then like in others, he looks kind of nice. And I'm like,
no,
I don't know.
He's a really nice guy, but the amount of shampoo that gets used in that house, I can't even imagine. Tony is stony baloney, Tony. He's so stoned. He's so like just kind of flying through life. We find out that Mykelti's pregnant with twins. And Christine is so cute. Christine is the mom that I wish I had. Like, just like, oh, honey, I just want to be there for you. And I just want to cook for you and make sure you're okay. Are you okay? Can I massage your feet? Like, I just want you to be happy and just okay. She's so sweet. Tony and Mykelti are having twins. This is how the show starts. We go back and forth between Utah and Flagstaff. So Christine has already left Cody. Wife number 2, 3. Number 3 has already.
Is she the skinny blonde?
She's the skinnier blonde.
Okay.
The skinnier blonde. And then Janelle, who's a little bit more heavy set, is still kind of holding on to Cody, but she's not 100% in. She's not 100% out. She's kind of like in and out, right? And I don't know exactly, what the situation is in this moment with Janelle and Cody, but well, I know now officially they're not together, but this was like, we're watching early 2022. We're watching like January, February 2022. So at this point, Janelle is like, I don't even know if he calls me. I don't think he wants to call me. I don't think he likes me. I'm not really sure. I have no idea. So she's off gardening with her sons, just living her life. Meanwhile, Mary, who is wife number one, is still the only one holding on to this sister wife life. She's the only one still holding on. And she straight up says, because all of the show is shot by them. I want to know your thoughts, Lance. The show is shot by the cast. It's not shot by camera crews. Every single scene is a phone. It's a camera phone. I swear they set up phones. They set up cameras. Like very rarely do you have an actual camera crew. Sometimes you do, but most of the times you don't. And so Mary does a confessional, which by the way, some people need to teach them how, like production needs to teach them how to put their phone on a tripod and walk a few feet back. Their confessionals are like this. Do you guys notice it with Janelle and Mary? Like phone right in their camera. I mean, their face right in their phone. So Mary's like, we went out for our anniversary dinner and he just told me he was not interested. And he said to me,
interested in what?
Being married to Mary anymore. We know this. He's like, I'm not into you, Mary. He's been saying it for episodes and episodes.
Which one's Mary?
Mary is this one in the middle, but this is such an old picture. But anyway, he's told Mary now for years, I don't really want to be with you. She's the one that went through that catfishing thing.
Yeah.
But he's still like, she's like, but I'm still holding on. And he's like, no. Like, cut the cord, like, be gone, like, be out of here. I know I said plural marriages, but I don't want to be with you, Mary. And she's like, I'm going to stick around. I feel
plural
like this is going to work.
I want to subtract one.
And then he says, well, their whole like tagline is love is not multiplied. It's love should not be divided. It should be multiplied. But then this is the best line. And I thought you'd get a kick out of this, Lance. Mary says, Cody told me, Mary, your life is not one I want to insert myself into.
Wow.
She said that with a straight face. Now, he's basically saying, my six pack, my abs don't want to have sex with you anymore, Mary. I don't even want to hear about your LuLaRoe business. I don't want to know.
She has a LuLaRoe business?
Yeah, it's a real deal. It's a real deal. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mary's a top earner.
Oh, my God.
She just moved it over to Utah.
Oh, my God.
So she is literally obsessed with Cody, and he's like, I am not into you. And she's like, I'm going to stick around. Like, she's like stalker. She's literally, what do they call it? Like stage 5. She's a stage 5 clinger. Mary, take the hint.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, he's literally like, he's writing notes. He's sending her messages. He's like dropping bombs on her house. Like,
but what, he hasn't said, I want to get a divorce?
I think he wants her to, because he needs to look like the victim at the end of the day. So
how does that work? Because like
they're not actually even married, by the way. No, they're not actually married. She was the only one officially married to Cody, and she divorced him so that he could officially marry Robin, the love of his life, the fourth wife, because he needed to adopt her kids.
What in the Warren Jeffs is going on around here?
Exactly. It only happens to men that look like Cody. So then a little bit later, we go to Truly's birthday party. Now, sobbing Robin, she comes in for the kill because she's interviewed in her confessional talking about Truly's birthday. And when she says this, so we had Truly's birthday today. She's 12. The face she makes. This is talking about someone's birthday, you guys. I rewound it. I said that can't be right. She didn't do that. It's Truly's birthday. She's 12. And then they cut back to her and she goes, nothing good happens when they're 13, When they're 13, they become teenagers. She's talking about her sister wife's daughter, and you wonder why no one likes you. She's an awful human being. Robin is the problem. Lance, Robin is awful. Okay. So then Robin, they throw this party. Now, if you guys didn't notice this, they're in the kitchen and they're doing some sort of like, oh, we're hanging out with Truly for her birthday with Isabel, who's another one of the sister wives' daughters who does not want to be there. And Cody's like, I just don't know why. Isabel's just not being very nice to me. Maybe it's because she had spine surgery and had to go somewhere for 3 weeks and you wouldn't go because of COVID. You wouldn't go with your daughter because of COVID. Even though like 5 seconds later you went on a boys trip and you married someone as an efficient, but you wouldn't go with your daughter. Oh, Cody's the shittiest dad in America. And we both have shitty dads, but Cody wins the award for the shittiest dad.
How many kids does he have?
46?
Maybe he's spread a little thin.
What does that mean? Oh, no, he doesn't care about the young kids. I mean, the old kids. He says, once you're old, once you're like able to kind of do your own thing, like I have to focus on the younger ones.
Yeah, I mean, like if you have 46 kids, like how good of a dad could you really be to any of them individually?
I don't know. Ask Nick Cannon. He's well on his way.
Wow.
I mean, it's true. How, as a parent, no, this is not a joke. This is serious. How, as a parent, can you really be so present for all of your kids if you have multiple kids and they're not even under the same mom? So it's not like one house, all the kids. It's multiple different parents, different homes. It's impossible. You cannot be everywhere all at once.
Are they still like living in a cul-de-sac with like all the houses next to each other?
No, that was a great time. They moved from Vegas because why would they live in a good situation? Of course not. They had to move to Flagstaff, Arizona, to make their lives miserable, to buy a piece of land on Coyote Pass so they could fight for 3 seasons about who gets lot 1, lot 2, lot 3, lot 4 next to the pond and lot 5 next to the trees. They literally moved, bought this land that no one has paid off. They have not built not even nary a single structure. They haven't built his barndominium, which is what he wants. Have you ever heard of that?
Barndominium?
Barndominium? Do you know? It's a barn condo. Okay. So anyway, this is a family that's going to ship. But this moment in the kitchen at Robin's house, Robin's, she's doing her thing. She's cooking his crepes. That's all they eat. They eat their Nutella, their crepes, and she's cooking. And at one point, she's got her back to him, to the island. She's at the stove. He is facing the island. He backs up and grabs her ass right there. He pulls a lance. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Are your husbands ass grabbers? I'm curious, which of you wives enjoy getting your ass grabbed? Like while you're cooking, while you're in the middle of the lunchtime rush with your kids, while you're in the middle of making sure your kids are eating breakfast, do you enjoy just going over and getting a little in the tush? What's up with that?
I bet if I stopped doing it, you'd miss it.
Try. Let's try. Let's try to stop doing it for a bit, babe. Okay. So then so we see that scene. Unfortunately, we didn't get that much of Robin, but then one thing really did happen that
Cody grabs Mary?
No, Cody grabs
Robin.
Mary by the neck and tries to kill her, maybe, but he only grabs Robin's ass. He's in love with one of his sister wives, and that's it. And he thinks he's a polygamist, but really he's only in love with one person. And everyone else is just a distraction for him and his,
love of his life.
The love of his life. We see a lot of natural births in this episode. We see a lot of flashbacks of births because of Truly's birthday and about the natural births in the hospitals. Lots. We noticed that when Christine was having a baby, she's like pushing and making the sounds, the normal like pushing sounds. But when Robin's having a baby, did you guys notice this? When Robin was having Solomon, she was just laying in bed and she goes like this. She's pushing the baby out like that. She's holding on to the top of the bed. Like, if you're wondering why it's silence, because the girl didn't say a word. It was the weirdest thing. Cody's like, oh yeah, that's a good obedient wife. She doesn't even make a sound when she's pushing my baby out of her vagina.
Jesus.
I believe that that's what he was thinking. He was like, that's my girl. That's my girl. Look how tough she is pushing Solomon out, who looks just like my other 15 kids.
Oh, wish I had her on the Oregon Trail. She'd have been a good one.
She wouldn't have gotten dysentery. Isn't that an Oregon Trail?
100%.
So then, and Mary would be like the horse pulling the cart. He'd be like, Mary, pull us.
Mary, the ox just died. Get up there.
Yeah. Mary, we're We're going slowly. You need to work harder. Mary, stop what you're doing and go and pull me and Robin in our carriage. I got a sick wife and I got to go take care of her. And if you know what I mean by take care of her, got to get myself another brown baby. It's gross. Jesus. So anyway, finally, one last scene that actually made me laugh out loud was when they did a flashback to their commitment ceremony where it looks like they were in Vegas and it looks like they had maybe 46 extras. I don't know who these people are that are their friends. None of them look like polygamists. They're just normal people in Vegas that are like, oh, I want to go see a show. What's available? Gallagher or Sister Wives? I guess I'll go to Sister Wives tonight. And they went to the Vegas house. Anyway, they're having this commitment ceremony. And in this moment, Robin says, they're all reading. Okay, so Cody's like, I want to start by saying da, 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 da. Then it passes to Janelle. Our family motto is this. And then passes to, Christine and Robin gets it. And she's like, for the wives. For the wives and the husband. She's crying. You guys, at the commitment ceremony, she cried. This woman has a problem. I'm seriously like, at some point, Google it. Is there a problem where you can't stop crying? Like, should we be taking her into one of those TLC special mystery shows? Not murder, like the health things. Like, I can't stop eating chalk.
Yeah.
There's an issue here. I've never seen anyone so easily and quick to cry. What's going on there, you guys? It is unbelievable. I love you, Cody. Like, it's constantly crying. She's crying when she's happy. She's crying when she's sad. She's crying when she's thinking of a time that she was crying when she was sad or happy. She's crying when she's hungry. She is literally a tear machine. And I wouldn't have it any other way because thank you, Sob and Robin, for giving us so much happiness. And thank you for almost 700 of you guys in this YouTube live. Thank you so much for subscribing to Daily Dose of Donna. I need your guys' help. If you are here on YouTube, please subscribe, follow, give a little thumbs up, and turn on the bell. But if you are listening to the show, or if you are watching and listening, please go over to Apple Podcasts or Spotify and follow the show and leave a review. It makes a world of difference for me and the growth of Daily Dose of Donna. And Lance, Lance I need to retire him. What? Like Whitney needs to retire Justin on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Put me out to pasture?
Well, you're going to be my ox. You're going to be pulling me on the Oregon Trail. I mean, like at some point, right? Like this is like a MLM. They all retire their husbands.
Oh, yeah. Please retire me. Yeah. No, I didn't know what you meant by retirement.
So if I retire you, does that mean
that could be taken,
No, there's literally one way retire you can be taken. Oh.
Yeah.
No. I'm not going to kill you. You're good. Okay, you guys, so fun. Thank you so much for being here, Dosers. You really put a smile on my face in dark ass times. Lance puts a smile on my face. Lance is getting better. Lance is going to become a podcaster.
Let's go.
Become a podcaster.
Can I plug a few things?
Yeah.
You can follow me at Camera Lance on Instagram.
He's an influencer. Holy crap.
Instagram and TikTok.
Oh my God.
You can follow my company, F22 Studios, at F22 Studios.
That's always
LA.
in my show notes. Always in my show notes.
Always in the show notes. Mm-hmm. Great. We provide cameras and lighting and grip and sound stages and vehicles and all kinds of fun stuff. Podcast studios.
That's where Tom Sandoval is.
Tom Sandoval's podcast is out of there. We do a Jackass podcast out of there. Yeah, so that's it. Go follow. Check me out.
Check me out, yo. Don't give him too big of a head. And thank you guys so much. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, y'all.